Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good, thank you, yes.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always had those game ready.
Let's go!
It's the all-wheel drive event at Lithia Ford of Boise. From hunting trips to ski trips to trips to Grandma's house. Nobody does AWD like LFB, Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, RoadPaint.com, and the Blue and Orange Store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Greetings, Boise State fans, and welcome to a sunny San Diego, California, where, Johnny, they're bundled up in coats because it's like 55 right now here in the morning. It's going to be in the 70s today, and we are live here on Bronco Nation News, bringing you continued coverage of the Boise State men's basketball team on their 2-game road trip as the Broncos get the big win the other night in San Jose and now have made their way here to Phoenix. We're at the team hotel where the Broncos have practice, meetings, film session, all scheduled today as they get set for tomorrow night's game against Grand Canyon. We are in the Sun Cruiser studios. Make sure you pick up a Sun Cruiser, whether it's the vodka iced teas, the vodka lemonades, all the various options. Perfect time tomorrow night on a Friday night to grab some Sun Cruisers and enjoy some Boise State basketball. And, of course, title sponsor is Lithia Ford of Boise. We'll be out there for a show next week. We appreciate Jim Sturk and company, Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out online, lithiafordboise.com. View all their great options and their great full inventory of vehicles and deals and things going on right now. As I mentioned, we are in Phoenix, ready for the game tomorrow. Thanks to ICCU for sponsoring our road trip coverage, and excited to be here with the Broncos. Spencer Ahrens, the freshman, is going to join us at 9:45. We're going to talk Kage Casey with a longtime NFL scout and executive, Adam Engroff, a Boise resident, coming up a little later in the show as well. But certainly going to talk plenty of basketball today, and our man to help us do that back in Boise, Johnny Mallory, host of Prater in the Ball Game weekdays, 3 to 6 on KTIK. Johnny, wish you were down here in Phoenix, but sounds like the weather's a little warmer, a little better than it is up there in Boise, but excited for a Thursday edition of BNN. How we doing?
Yeah, week is flying by. One of those weeks where it's like Thursday already, which is never a bad thing if you ask me. So, yeah, I wish I was in Phoenix with you. Arizona right now is Phoenix in particular, one of my favorite places in the country. I can't spend enough time down there. I'm going to try to get there in February, catch a Mariner spring training game in Peoria, and about late February for spring training. Hard to believe your pitchers and catchers are reporting here in a couple of weeks. That's weird. But, yeah, I wish I was with you there in Arizona. 55.
Did I screw up and say San Diego at one point in the Open? People are saying maybe I said San Diego. I wish I love San Diego as well, but no, we are in Phoenix. If I screwed up and said it wrong, we are in Phoenix. Been to San Diego plenty of times, but yeah, it's going to be 75 and sunny today. And Johnny, don't tell my wife. Abe Jackson and I might be sneaking out to play a little round of golf today.
Oh, sweet. You got the day off. There's a golf course every 2 blocks there. That's going to be a fun day, especially with the weather, man. I mean, a lot of people, snowbird, man. This is when you want to live in Arizona. You know, my mother lives in Tucson. She's down there right now. Same dang reason, man. It's 70, 75 degrees every day in January and February. It's tough to beat.
Now, what do we think? Do we think Abe Jackson is one of those just former athletes, just hasn't swung a club in 6 months and is going to go out there and shoot 75 or something today? Are we expecting Abe Jackson's probably a pretty good golfer? Because I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, he's long. He probably has a really pretty stroke, a swing. He'll get a hold of a couple and you'll be like, whoa, man, you should golf. It'll be one of those. I don't know if he's going to shoot in the 80s or anything, but you'll be able to tell that he's an athlete. I've heard like Scott Matlock, of all people, picked up golf really, really quick. Have you heard that story?
Yeah.
That Matlock is like this really, really good golfer, and he's not golfed very long, and you would have thought big, muscly, and he's just got this beautiful swing and obviously the power that he can connect. So a lot of golf courses for Matlock down there in Southern California, too, to practice his game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So Karen, my wife's uncle actually lives down here, and he's the one taking us out. So looking forward to seeing Uncle Rich, and going to have a fun day later today. But all business here for the next hour or so, Johnny, as we talk Boise State basketball, Boise State football. I mentioned Adam Engroff's going to join us about 9:20, longtime scout, pro personnel director with the Miami Dolphins, nearly 30 years in this business. And Kage Casey, Johnny, taking some reps at guard at the Senior Bowl, is doing some different things. Heard he might even take some reps at center at Boise State's pro day. So looking forward to catching up with Adam and getting his thoughts on Kage Casey as a pro.
I heard Charles Leno, he said on Idaho Sports Talk a few months ago, he thought that Kage Casey was best served in the NFL as a guard. That was his opinion. So don't be surprised to hear this stuff. It doesn't mean he's not the tackle that everybody wanted. It really doesn't matter, if you ask me. And I don't think it matters to Kage Casey. If they want him to play whatever position, Kage Casey's going to say, yes, sir. Okay. Center's odd. That's a big center. I mean, is that what we're doing in the NFL now? Is it getting to the point now where the center is 6'6", 320 because the tackles are 6'9", 360, and it's just this evolution? I remember the 85 Bears. Doesn't feel that long ago. William the Refrigerator Perry was one of like 5 dudes in the league that weighed over 300 pounds. Now every team has like 15 players who weigh over 300 pounds in the centers. I mean, Kage Casey, I never thought we'd be talking that, but maybe that's where we are. But Charles Leonard Jr. said to us that he thought he was best served as a guard in the NFL. I don't think it really hurts your draft status if you're a day 2 guy. There's guards, there's interior linemen taking all the time on day 2. And I don't think, so we'll see what he's doing. I saw some Senior Bowl practices with Casey, and that's pretty stiff competition he's up against. And then I was told he had to drive. Did you hear?
9 hours, 9.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. He couldn't fly into Mobile for the Senior Bowl. So they had to drive him 9 hours and get out of a car the next day and then put the gear on and practice. Like, not an easy turnaround for a lot of those kids at the Senior Bowl. And I doubt Kage Casey's the only one that had to deal with those travel situation.
Yeah, some big storms and things in the happening across the country. So we'll talk here in about 15 minutes more about Kage Casey and his prospects in the draft and the process he's going through, and looking forward to having Adam join us, hopefully for a weekly segment here moving forward, just to get some insights into
the fridge wasn't 400. That's wrong.
All right. By the way, Johnny, knock on wood, I am on, hotel Wi-Fi and our little, outdoor jetpack here thing. So if something happens and I dip out, just do what you do and keep going, and Phil, and we'll be back. But hopefully it looks like you can hear me okay, see me okay, and looks like we're good here so far. But I mentioned Spencer Ahrens, Johnny, the freshman, also going to join us out here on the patio of the team hotel about 9:45. So we're going to go a little longer today. I'll have about an hour show probably at least here today. Spencer Ahrens, they're letting the team sleep in a little bit, Johnny. They don't have the team breakfast till 11 a.m. this morning. So Spencer's getting up a little early, 9:40. We pushed it back as late as we could, 9:45. Spencer will join us out here today. And they're riding high right now, Johnny. 4 wins in a row. I'm sure it was a great discussion on Idaho Sports Talk yesterday. And you think about the discussion the day after the UNLV game and the 4-game losing streak to where they're at now, back to 5-5 in league. And I know that they're playing the bottom half of the teams in the schedule, Johnny, that the schedule eased up. They're taking advantage of it, but they're not just doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing more. I mean, they're pummeling teams by 30 points here that the metrics say they should win by 8 or 9. I mean, heck, they were supposed to lose the Wyoming game. Wyoming was favored, and they beat them by 16, 17 points. So they are just obliterating teams right now. It looks like a completely different team. The offense, according to BartTorvik.com, the number 24 offense in America during this winning streak. They're moving at an efficient clip. The offense just looks better. And they're 4-0 on this stretch, but certainly the biggest test here in a while is going to come tomorrow night here at Grand Canyon.
Are you convinced from what you've seen against the opponents you've seen it against that they can beat GCU tomorrow? I'm not, but I want to be. Maybe I should be.
Can or will? I mean, that's a certainly different part of it. I mean, can they beat Grand Canyon? Sure, but I think the crowd and all that comes into it, and I think they're catching Grand Canyon at the right time, though, to be honest. I mean, Grand Canyon just absolutely gave away that game to Nevada the other day. At Nevada, Grand Canyon's about to win that game. I don't know if everybody saw that or not, but there's 1.5 seconds left on the clock, and they foul the 3-point shooter, Leon Rice's friend Amy Bonner, the official. She was the one that teed him up like 90 seconds into that game earlier this season. She makes the foul call, and Johnny, it probably was a foul, but with 1 second left, you don't see that called very often. The guy for Nevada makes all 3 free throws. They go to overtime, and then Nevada, comes back and wins the game. So if you're Grand Canyon, Johnny, you had a road win at Nevada in the bag. It goes to overtime. They were without 2 starters, so they had like 4 guys play like 43 minutes or something crazy in that game. They lay it all out there. They lose. Then they have to get on a plane. And believe it or not, Boise State, Johnny, actually landed in Phoenix before Grand Canyon did, because of the game ending earlier in the travel schedule. So they've been here getting ready. And I think Grand Canyon, we saw it, Johnny, with Boise State. The triple overtime game took a lot out of them. They thought they had that game won. They gave it away. And then they just kind of weren't right emotionally and ready to play against Grand Canyon. I think there's a chance Grand Canyon could be a little fragile and a little ticked off, and maybe not in the right mindset coming into this game. So we'll see. They're certainly going to have the crowd. They're going to have the Havocs, whatever they call the student section there, and that'll certainly help. But if there was ever a time to catch Grand Canyon, man, you're on a 4-game winning streak, and your opponent's coming off a really tough loss that, maybe this is it.
That makes a lot of sense. I could connect those dots too. I want to know. I mean, that's the thing with this team. I don't know. I mean, they've been playing the last, month? They've been playing a Big Sky schedule. If you look at the teams they've been beating, it's like they've been in the Big Sky and they're kicking ass. Let's get them. This isn't the Big Sky. Grand Canyon, we'll see what they do this week. Or it's just going to be a team that finishes 11-9 in the league, 10-10. And if that's a down year, then so be it. Fire everybody if that's just unacceptable here one year, right? Or maybe they get this thing going. Leon's done that before, and they went through the valley of the shadow of death, and they came out on the other side, and now they're on a revenge tour. And all these teams at the top end that beat them, they're going to get what's coming. And they're going to, you got to at least get a split with a team if you're considering yourself an upper echelon team in the league, right? You let Grand Canyon come in your building. Well, now, sorry, dude, you got to go into their building and you got to take away a win from them. Way easier said than done. And I don't know yet if this team is just capable of winning those type of games in this league, or if it isn't. I'll be watching. It's going to be, you make some good points. Maybe you get GCU at the right time. GCU got Boise State at the right time.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
Well,
really
there's certain Grand Canyon certainly, yeah, it did not. They're not going to see the same Boise State team tomorrow. And is it going to be enough to win in that environment with that crowd? Like I said, I don't know, Johnny. I don't know if there's ever in college basketball history been a greater discrepancy over a 4-day period of what Boise State's going to face in terms of the atmosphere in the crowd than like 500 fans at San Jose in an empty arena going to play in a sellout crowd at Grand Canyon tomorrow night in front of their student section. And so we'll see the atmosphere if they can handle that. I mean, they've already played in San Diego. They've played in some tough atmospheres. These next 3 road games, though, Johnny, I mean, you find me a tougher 3-game road stretch in America as well, maybe the Big 12 or somebody, but to play at Grand Canyon, and then obviously they're home against Nevada, but at New Mexico next Saturday, and then their next road game a week or so later is at Utah State. So road games, Grand Canyon, New Mexico, Utah State. I said it on the show yesterday, but right now, Johnny, would you take 1 and 2? If you know you're going to win 1 of 3 at Grand Canyon, at New Mexico, at Utah State, I'll give you 1 and 2 right now. Would you take that, or is that not good enough, you think, here?
I'd take it. I mean, because those are really, really difficult places to play. Well on that too, BJ. This is the toughest stretch. I've been really impressed with Grand Canyon over the last 3 or 4 years since I kind of started paying attention to them. Remember, me and you were sitting there in the Orleans Arena and we're like, oh, there's Dan Marley. Oh yeah, they just hired him to be the coach at Grand Canyon. Wait, what? They have a basketball program, Grand Canyon. Yeah, they've been playing D2 or whatever. They're moving up. Remember us at that?
Is that when you were, was that in between your selfies with Joe Vandal?
Yes, that was that day. But that's the first I've heard of Grand Canyon type of stuff. And now, I mean, I'm like willing to think that the Pac-12 is going to say, dadgummit, we should have got them, at least basketball only, or a non-football member just like Gonzaga. Because the way Grand Canyon is building its basketball program, to me, is very similar with Gonzaga. They have passionate fans. It's a beautiful city, though. An arena. They're good. That to me, is going to be a program that I think in 10, 12 years, the Pac-12 looks and goes, dang, that's a really good Mountain West program, and they're as good as anything we have, maybe outside of Gonzaga, maybe San Diego State. We should have took them. I think they might regret that. I think I'm really impressed with what they're doing, and this will be a heck of a win if Leon can go in there and win in that environment, coming off the lack of environment there in San Jose.
Now, Johnny, you can see the view behind me, all the palm trees and stuff. If you could see the view that I'm looking at behind the camera, it's a sweaty, just got out of a workout Mike Burns sitting there sipping on his cup of coffee, watching this live broadcast of this show. I think Burns is going to join us on tomorrow's show. I'm not going to turn the camera on or anything, but he's through the window just kind of taunting me, enjoying his coffee, watching this show, just dripping sweat after probably, running 10 miles and pumping some iron and making me jealous here that he's already got his workout in. But Mike Burns will probably join us on tomorrow's show on a game day. We love having Bernie on. But we got a couple final minutes before we switch to football for a little bit, Johnny. But what have you liked, Johnny, during this 4-game winning streak? What have you I know, again, the competition is part of it, but as I said, you look at Bart Torvik's numbers, which takes in not just who you're playing, but the analytics and the numbers and all that. They're the number 22 team in America the last 2.5 weeks. They're playing at a top 25 level the last couple of weeks, and that takes into effect who they're playing and how many they were supposed to win by and all that. So with that said, what do you like? What do you think will translate? I mean, the offense certainly looks completely different than it did 2 weeks ago. I mean, people wanted Tim Duryea reassigned or fired or whatever, and now the offense, as I said, is a top 25 offense. They're driving. They're moving the ball. You had 9 assists from your 2 point guards in the last game against San Jose. What are you liking from what you're seeing right now?
A lot of what you're saying, too. I feel like they're not trying to – how do I phrase this? Offensively, they're not spazzing out as much. Like this team would spaz out on the court. It'd be too excited or not excited enough, or just things would get in the way. It seems like it's a lot more calm. And I think that's a direct relation to where the point guard play has been. The point guard now is letting the game come to him as far as scoring, or both point guards, not taking it thinking, okay, well, I need to do this. I need to do that. This is why I'm here. I need to do, and no, just let the game come to you. And I think they've been able to do that. The competition helps, man. I mean, I'll go home tonight and play Madden. If I play on Hall of Fame level, I'm going to have my hands full. If I play on varsity, hey, the edge is going to be set. The holes are going to open. I'm going to shred you on man-to-man or zone if I can identify the coverage, which I can because I'm playing against the varsity level. I mean, that there is something to be said on that too. Sometimes, though, you practice there, and then when you get up to the Hall of Fame level, you're more ready. So taking what they've done last 4 games with this offense, now applying it against a good team, let's see if it goes. This team's confidence can go through the roof. If they beat Grand Canyon, I mean, what's the mojo of this team going to be? It's going to be, dude, we're as good as any team in this league now. So I don't, let BJ worry about Ken Palm. But let's just keep winning, stacking wins. And, I said at the beginning of the year, I thought you had to be 15-5, any team in the Mountain West, to have a solid resume on Selection Sunday as an at-large. 15-5 in the league. Boise State, what are they now? So
they're 5-5.
They're 5-5.
So, just to be clear, Johnny, when I bring up the numbers, I'm not talking about them being in a position for an at-large. I think that's kind of foolish at this point. I'm more just showing that the numbers say they're improving here.
I'm just making fun of you. That's all it is.
They're not going to win they're not getting an at-large. If they win every game they have the rest of the season, they go 15-5 and they lose in the championship game of the conference tournament, maybe we can have that discussion, but that's not happening. The whole point is just to show that the numbers say they're improving, and right now at least playing at a top 25 level team. But unfortunately, They're not going to be able to overcome some of the early losses that they had and some of the losses during that four-game losing streak earlier.
But you like, real quick too, like you're saying, what's impressed me just thinking about it, like I like how the best players have turned into the best players. This Meadow and Fielder thing. Yeah. For me, feels like those are the best 2 players on the team. Javen Buchanan, I think, is right there, too. He's just battled some injuries, some inconsistencies, but on any given night, Jaden, this can be a big 3. We mentioned the point guard play. It's just been much, much better. You're going to talk with Spencer Ahrens. I mean, I love that dude off the bench. To me, every time Spencer Ahrens shoots, I'm, like, comfortable with it. Like, there's no bad shot for Spencer Ahrens. I'm convinced he can hit just about anything. I have a lot of confidence in that kid.
Yeah.
And we'll see what they can do, but they've been playing Big Sky teams. Yep. You can't throw that away. The teams they're beating. Air Force, yeah, man. So,
but again, the numbers say they were supposed to win by 23 and they won by 45 or whatever. I mean, they were supposed to lose to Wyoming according to the metrics, and they won by 16. So I do get that aspect of it, but they're not just doing what they're supposed to do by beating bad teams. They are pummeling bad teams. And like you said, we'll find out tomorrow night where they stand. I'm not even sure they may not win tomorrow, but as long as they look competent and they continue to show some of the things they've shown in these last couple of games, that'll give you some confidence, moving forward here. But certainly going to be a tough test. We'll get back to basketball. Spencer Ahrens is going to join us, Johnny, at 9:45, like you said, out here at the the team hotel in Phoenix. So we'll get back to the basketball talk in a little bit. I want to switch to football in a second. But first, Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor. Check them out online, lithiafordboise.com. You can view your full inventory of vehicles at lithiafordboise.com. You can make those, do your research ahead of time, then pick a couple. Maybe you want to test drive, come in, do that, and be on your way in a couple hours. Very easy process. We bought our F-150. Kim, salesperson there, did a tremendous job helping us out. So Lithia Ford of Boise online, lithiafordboise.com. Hey, Sun Cruiser, whether it's a vodka iced tea, a lemonade iced tea, Sun Cruiser, the best in the business when it comes to, just a golfing drink or something to sip on. Love Sun Cruiser. Like I said, the vodka lemonades, the vodka teas, so many great options. Low carb, low calorie, no carbonation, maybe the best part. Pick up a Sun Cruiser at your local gas station or grocery store. Again, our road trip sponsor, Idaho Central Credit Union, making it possible to be on the road down here in Phoenix with the basketball team. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile e-branch online banking right there in your smartphone. Idaho Central Credit Union. Check them out. ICCU.com. We appreciate them. They're back on board as a sponsor with Boise State, and they've got some NIL deals, and we appreciate them. Make the switch today, ICCU.com. Johnny, have you got your 75-cent fountain drink yet? Today's the day over at Jackson's. The Broncos got 75 points on Tuesday night in San Jose. So 2 days later, that's today, you get your 75-cent fountain drink at Jackson's. I know our friend Kent Riddle is probably going to go through about 6 of these today. 75-cent fountain drink at Jackson's using your Let's Go Rewards app when the Broncos score 75. So make sure you get out today and take advantage of that deal. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. We appreciate them as well. Taco Bell. Check out TacoBellWorks.com, whether it's the breakfast quesadilla, the crunchy chicken strips, all the great options at Taco Bell. Thanks to the SN Management Group, the Nicolason family. Visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. And the Blue and Orange Store. Online, theblueandorange.store.com. You can check them out, whether it's jerseys, caps, bumper stickers, car flags. They got you covered at the Blue and Orange Store. Online at theblueandorangestore.com. And we appreciate the Blue and Orange Store for their support. And if you want those customized jerseys like a Spencer Ahrens jersey, you can go get that at the location there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. And, of course, you can order anywhere in the world online at the Blue and Orange Store.com. All right, Johnny, we are going to switch and talk football. Kage Casey is down at the Senior Bowl. We've seen some of those clips of his interviews, some of those clips of his work down there, some of his reps. And Adam Engroff, he lives in the Boise area, has worked a long time in the NFL, 27 years with the Miami Dolphins, started all the way up at the bottom as a scout, area scout, national scout, director of college scouting, and spent the last 6 years or so as the director of player personnel for the Miami Dolphins. He lives in Boise. I've golfed with him, and he's nice enough to come on and talk to us. And we're hoping to make this a weekly segment here and talk NFL draft, talk scouting, talk evaluating players, whether it's Boise State nationally, maybe some guys on Boise State's roster, what Adam thinks of them. But one of the top football minds, west of the Mississippi, Adam Engroff. And I thought, Johnny, we need to do this on a Thursday because you're the guy that I know loves talking football and is going to have plenty of questions for Adam. So, Adam, welcome to Bronco Nation News, man. Appreciate you for jumping on with us today. How we doing, man?
Morning, guys. How are you guys doing? I'm not in the nice palm trees like you.
No.
Here in Boise. It's a little chilly this morning, right, Johnny?
What hat is that, man? KC, what is that?
The City Connect Royals hat, it looks like.
Yes, it is. I'm from Kansas, and I've been a Royals fan my entire life. Big Royals fan. Big baseball.
Brett Saberhagen and George Brett and those guys, huh?
Yep. My uncle had season tickets all through the 80s, so I saw a lot of good baseball in the 80s, down in the 90s, and now I'm lucky enough to be friends with a couple of the players and the front office guys, so it's nice to see the Royals bouncing back like they were.
Well, Adam, we appreciate you coming on. Like I said, tapping into your expertise here. 27 years with the Miami Dolphins and living in Boise, and it's going to be cool, hopefully, to make this a weekly thing here, and we're going to try to find a day and time, but if we have to adjust it a little bit, we will. But a number of different topics I think we're going to be of note to Boise State fans here when we talk about just what you can bring to the table and your expertise on the draft and the combine and pro day. And the Senior Bowl is going on right now. We've seen Kage Casey down at the Senior Bowl. So I guess, first of all, just kind of tell us about the process of the Senior Bowl, what Kage Casey's going through, what it's like for him, what his days are like. You've been to the Senior Bowl dozens of times probably. What's it like down there for Kage Casey this week at the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, it's an interesting process. This is the first Senior Bowl I haven't been to since 2000, so it's kind of unique taking a bird's eye view of it. Why this is so unique is this is a time for the players, the top college players in the country, to come in and perform at practice and interview with general managers and head coaches. Some of the all-star games that are going on prior, that the playoffs are still in full swing and coaching changes, etc. But this is kind of the time where you'll see 20 head coaches, 20 GMs on the field, sideline, and it's a really good opportunity for them to, for the players, that is, to kind of show to the decision makers of the team and meet these guys to, just sell themselves. To me, it's like a giant job fair. That's what I always say. The practice is super important. You got to perform well in practice. A lot of times is the first time for some of the directors and, like I said, general managers to see these players in person. But also what's super important at night, every team is there and they have interviews, quad set up where the team each gets 15, 20 minutes with each player. So you get to know them. It's kind of the first step in the process before the combine, the pro day, to getting to know the player.
All right, so Kage Casey, and we've been paying attention to the reps and things. I'm very curious to this because Kage Casey has been taking a lot of reps at guard at the Senior Bowl. Even said apparently in one of his interviews that he's going to take some snaps at center at pro day. I mean, he's trying to show that he's a versatile guy. And he hasn't done a lot. He's never played guard before. So what do you make of him playing some guard at the Senior Bowl? Does he get judged on those reps any differently from folks knowing he's never played guard? What do you see as his future guard tackle? What do you make of Kage Casey, the reps at guard at the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I think that's a natural progression. When I saw him over the last few years, I thought he would be a starting guard in the NFL, so that's not a stretch for him to do it. Can he play tackle? No question, but I think his home is probably going to be at guard. The thing with Kage is he has just gotten better and better each year. Obviously, coming from that program, he wasn't a five-star guy, and Boise State has had the habit of, developing these guys, and he's kind of grown into his body, and each year gotten stronger, more talented, and obviously he's smart and tough and durable. So when you see him play guard at the Senior Bowl, maybe he has a bad rep or two, but everybody knows that this is his first time he's doing it. But what we'd like to see is, one, how does he compete? How quickly does he adjust? And then, how does he go up against the best of the best, in the country? You're not playing those top players every day or every week in, the Mountain West. So it's a big week for him. I think he'll be just fine. I do see him as a guard down the road, but he could play tackle. But I really do think his home is at guard in the NFL.
Adam, I got a question. Eventually, you guys come to the conclusion after the Senior Bowl, getting whatever information it is, like you're saying, you want to gather. How much can a player jump or fall due to the Senior Bowl? Do you ever leave Senior Bowl week thinking a guy is a day 1 or 2 pick when beforehand you thought there was no way he was anything but day 3 or undrafted free agent?
Yeah, it's a huge week, and it can affect it. The man that hired me years ago, Tom Bratz, who, God rest his soul, is not with us anymore, but he was the old GM of the Packers and the Falcons in the 80s and 90s. He always said, don't let an all-star game destroy a guy's, what he's put on tape for 3 or 4 years. But as he improves, he can jump up because now he's showing you what he can do against higher level competition. I don't know the guy from the Broncos who's the right guard. He was at Minnesota State or Mankato State, and he really stood out that week at the Senior Bowl. So it is a big jump, and you can really shoot up the boards with great interviews, great practices, showing the ability to compete at the highest level. At the same time, and it's happened all through my career, you can interview a guy and go, absolutely no way do we want this kid on our team. And then you can watch him at practice, maybe get beat 4 or 5 times in a row, and you see the body language, you see the lack of compete. So yeah, that all that all comes into effect, and everybody notices it. Everybody's tracking.
Johnny, I'm going to let you jump in with the next question, but for folks that are just joining us, want to do a reset, we have Adam Engroff with us, 27 years in the Miami Dolphins organization, all the way from a scout to the director of pro personnel, and done so many player personnel, and done so many different things. And Johnny worked with 3 Hall of Fame coaches, Jimmy Johnson, Nick Saban, and Bill Parcells. So I know this guy's right up your alley here, Johnny.
I got a question just off the as far as talent evaluation, Adam, you've talked. I don't know if there was a better guy at evaluating talent in the whole thing than Jimmy. I saw him, what he did at Miami. The best, most talented Miami teams you could say were some of those Jimmy teams. And then I don't know if I saw an NFL team get more talented than those Jimmy Cowboy teams in the early 90s. Like, he built that in the pros and college. Pete Carroll to a certain degree too there, but in your game, like, and you've seen everybody do it. You know, if I'm Maverick in Top Gun and I'm looking around the room to find out who the best is, like in your line of work, who's the best?
Well, starting with Coach Johnson, what first of all stands out with Coach Johnson is he a very intelligent person. So I always said Jimmy could be the CEO of a company, of Microsoft or something like that, instead of just being a football coach running a billion-dollar organization. But what set him apart was he looked at the picks as commodities and, you know, traded them like stocks. And he's the first one that came up with the value chart with the trades. And he started that in Dallas. I think it was something with his son who worked in the stock market, and they put values on the draft picks. And then he started trading them, and that's why he wanted to, you know, he would trade 5 picks for 1 pick, or keep moving back. And he's the first one to really start doing that. And that's just kind of taken hold in the league. And he's, you know, a lot of the teams and even the Dolphins, I would say most teams still kind of use his chart as far as the trade value of picks. So he was ahead of his time there. And that's why, you know, you get more at bats when you have more picks. And then, not to, you know, to carry on here, but what really worked with Jimmy was, I remember, you know, I was just a scouting assistant, and he would come to me and he'd say, I need tape on all these players. So I'd get them all ready. And then, you know, he'd go and watch, and he'd talk to the coaches and listen to the drafts, but he would go into the draft with like 10, 15 names that he needed to have them. And he would work the draft to move back and forth, up and down, to get those players. And obviously I was my first exposure to the NFL, but I always thought that was unique. He's like, wow. He knew that he needed these 10 to 15 guys, and he was going to do whatever he could to get those guys. And when he didn't get them, he got pissed. So that was always unique, seeing that.
You guys, I remember Surtain, Madison, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor. I mean, those guys all weren't from the biggest schools either. When Jimmy was kind of getting that thing going in Miami there with some good teams. I like him, BJ.
I told you it's going to be easy.
We can let's just go have a beer, and I want to hear more Jimmy Johnson stories, Adam. I'll be in touch.
That you would certainly enjoy that. I've been a part of that. Back to Kage Casey.
All of them.
Back to Kage Casey for a minute here. The game is on Saturday. What's the, you know, I guess I don't even know if this is a question I have to ask, but him not playing in the bowl game, is that anything is that just a common thing these days, or do NFL teams look at that at all in terms of any positive or negative of a guy not playing in a bowl game and not being down there in LA? And I know there was some controversy over that about, you know, whether the coaches told him not to come if you're not going to play or what. Is that at all a factor? Is that at all, you know, but obviously him choosing to stay healthy and start preparing for the draft. And then some guys do the senior day practices or senior bowl practices, but don't play in the senior bowl. Haven't heard anything about that, but just what is is there any thought on the opt-outs and things like that and how that's viewed by teams?
Unfortunately, it's a common practice. You know, I don't agree with it because we all want to see them play no matter who they're playing. But I understand it. You know, we're not living in the world. We don't know what's going on at home or financially. So I understand it. It's more common now. I think Christian McCaffrey is the first person to ever do it at Stanford, not playing in a bowl game. So it is a common practice now. Is it a red flag for NFL teams? No. We would say, yeah, like we want to see him play. But in the end, there should be 2, 3, 4 years of tape where you could judge a guy on his performance. In the Senior Bowl, it happens all week. You might see a player have a great one practice, and his agent will say, let's shut it down. What else do we need to prove? Again, we NFL people, we didn't like that. We don't like that. We want to see you compete. But again, you understand it. What else is there to prove? You don't want him to get hurt, because people do get hurt at Senior Bowl practices and games. So unfortunately, it is something that's coming in football the last 10 years. But in the grand scheme of things and the final decision, it doesn't affect who a team's gonna pick.
So final thing for me, what is the game on Saturday, and then there's about a month or so till the combine. What's kind of the schedule here moving forward for a guy like Kage Casey, and he'll obviously probably go back and keep training, and I don't know if he focuses on some things that he didn't do well or that he hears from scouts or what, but what's the next month like, I guess, and then obviously how big is the combine going to be for Kage as well?
It's going to be real big. He'll finish strong this week, hopefully, and have good practice, interview well, which I don't have any doubt he will, because he's a great kid, good program guy. He'll do well in that aspect. But then he'll go back to wherever he's training. I do not know where he's training. Usually they train down in Florida.
Dallas somewhere.
Okay, Dallas. So he'll go back down there, work on all the combine drills. He'll probably spend time practice interviewing, practice looking at tape, because NFL teams, we get them at the combine, even at the Senior Bowl. We like to get them and talk X's and O's with them about their scheme and what they're seeing. So he'll work on that. And then, he goes to the combine, does testing. Maybe he might not need to come back and do a full workout at the pro day, but you never know. So at the pro day here, I assume some offensive line coaches from the NFL will be here to work him out and his teammates. And it's just a step-by-step process. It's kind of a checklist for teams. Like, he does well at the Senior Bowl, check. Does well at the combine, does well interviewing, goes to the pro day, check. So just work your way up, and then I assume he'll like where his draft stock is at the end of the process.
Well, Adam, we really appreciate you jumping on, man. Great stuff. Looking forward to doing this. I was going to ask you about Ty Benefield, but maybe we'll save that for next week. Appreciate you for your time, man, and great stuff. And we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, man. Thanks, guys, for having me. We'll go have that beer, Johnny, whenever you want.
Thanks, man.
There you go. Appreciate Adam for coming on. Johnny, we're going to get to Spencer Ahrens here in a couple minutes. Any final thoughts on the basketball game tomorrow, or any thoughts on the magnitude of this game?
Magnitude of this one, like, I mean, playing well regardless. I think the fan base will want to see. I mean, if they lose by 30 and they're never in it, and it's just one of those things we see all the time in college basketball, in a tough environment to play, it's just by the first media timeout, it feels like, this is not going to go our way. If it's one of those, that's going to be really unfortunate, because I don't want to think that then you're going to go, well, the only reason we thought they were good is because they played the 4 worst teams in the league and just pummeled them. But if they play well, I think you're thinking, okay, then this Mountain West is just going to be a big, another night in the Mountain West. You just never know in this league. And that's kind of where it is, right? And if Boise State, are they going to be one of those teams that can beat anybody when they play them? Maybe so. GCU's not unbeatable either. Like you meant, they lost up in Reno, should have won. They look good. They're doing some good things.
I know it was winter break with not as many students, but they've lost at home to Colorado State this year.
Right. I mean, they did. They lost at home to Colorado State. So they're beatable. Boise State goes and plays an A game. Yeah, I think they can win, especially like you said, GCU is going through a tough stretch right now with travel and injuries and schedule. Maybe Boise State can clip them tomorrow on a Friday night.
Yeah, we'll see, Johnny. Looking forward to it. Spencer Ahrens going to join us momentarily. Any preview of a Thursday edition of Idaho Sports Talk?
How about Heather Cox? We're going to start our Olympic coverage. A lot of Idahoans, or the Idahoans in the Winter Olympics. Can you believe, Jay, opening ceremonies are a week from tomorrow, right?
Wow, yeah.
Heather Cox, a Boise resident, as we all know, and I don't know where she's living now, Sun Valley or whatever. Great reporter. So we always love catching up with Heather Cox. Plus, Bob Beeler is going to give a Mountain West report card
Okay.
Up to this point in the season. This is the halfway point in the league. We are there at the halfway point in conference play. Bob Beeler's going to catch us up to where we are now and give final grade. So that'll be 3
Johnny,
o'clock.
Appreciate you, man. Great stuff. And great stuff from Adam, too, talking Kage Casey, and excited for that series moving forward here. But appreciate you, Johnny. We're going to get Spencer Ahrens on here, and we'll be talking to you, I guess, 4:15 tomorrow on Idaho Sports Talk when I join you guys getting ready for the game.
Appreciate you, BJ. Thanks,
there
guys.
There he is. Make sure you listen today. Idaho Sports Talk 3 to 6 with Prater in the ball game. And as I said, Bob will be coming on. Hey, it's the Atkinsons. Bob will be coming on live from Phoenix here as well. Not bad for a background here. I know you guys got a little snow back in Boise, some cold temperatures, and here we are in Phoenix, Arizona, getting set for the basketball game tomorrow night. The team chartering in right after the game on Tuesday night, so they've already been here for a couple days, and obviously getting set for the game tomorrow night. If you have a question for Spencer Ahrens, you've always wanted to ask a player a question, Spencer Ahrens a question, get it in the chat, and we'll try to get as many questions from Spencer Ahrens answered as we can here in just a few minutes. He's about to pop on and join us, so if you have a question for Spencer Ahrens, get it into the chat, and we'll try to get it answered here on Bronco Nation News. While Spencer walks over, we're going to thank a couple sponsors. Signature Roofing, online at mysignatureroofing.com, covering our community for more than 2 decades, whether it's a re-roof, whether it's a repair, whether it's a, all the different options and things that they have at Signature Roofing. Estimates, inspections, they can do it all. Signature Roofing, online at mysignatureroofing.com. Check them out. Signature Roofing, and they sponsor our voice inbox, speakpipe.com/BNN. Hey, Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. BauscherRealEstate.com. Matt Bauscher, buy or sell a home, doesn't matter. He's ready to help you out at Bauscher Real Estate. Online, BauscherRealEstate.com. We bought and sold our home with Matt and his team. Tremendous customer service every step of the way, and we appreciate Matt for his help and support. And if you're looking for a realtor, Matt Bauscher is your guy. Matt Bauscher, BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, Element Fencing, 25 plus years in the fencing industry. Whether it's a re-roof, all the different options they have, decks, pergolas, fences, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl, they can do it all. 25 years in the fencing industry. Element Fencing, online at elementfencing.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Appreciate Shop Ridley's, Mark Ridley, the whole family there. ShopRidleys.com. Check them out online. Find a location near you. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. They're ready to help you out at ShopRidleys.com. RowPaint.com, Andy Rowe and Company. 20% off those winter painting projects right now at RowPaint.com. If you're looking to get some painting done in your house, whether it's those concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting, check them out at RowPaint.com. And how about a new job? How about Transportation Compliance Service? They can help you get into the trucking industry every step of the way. And whether it's, they're a local company helping out folks all over the United States, and big fans of the local sports teams here. So Transportation Compliance Service online at transcomservice.com. All right, as promised, live here in Phoenix, Spencer Ahrens, freshman on the basketball team, nice enough to stop by for a few minutes. I know the breakfast wasn't until 11, so hopefully we didn't make you wake up too early.
No, it's not.
But not bad. There's snow back in Boise. I know people in here have jackets on because it's 50 out here. It's freezing to them, but not bad to be able to sit outside here in late January.
Yeah, for sure. So nice here.
Appreciate you coming on, man. 4 in a row, man. What's kind of the feeling right now around the team?
Yeah, vibes are super, super high right now. 4 in a row, that's huge after, I think, losing 4 in a row. So that's a big comeback. Shows a lot about our team. Right now, we're just super excited to make it 5 in a row.
Yeah, well, we got some. I told some folks that they had a question for you, they could bring it in the chat here. So we might get to some here while we're talking. But how different is the feeling right now? You had the 4-game losing streak. You mentioned that, and you guys losing that UNLV game in overtime and having to fly back, and just the feeling getting up for practice the next day, as opposed to waking up here in Phoenix. I mean, with a little more bounce in your step.
No, definitely. But it all stays the same. Like, we would practice so hard. And we know whenever we have a good practice, we play well. So right after that loss in UNLV, got up the next day, went to practice, didn't go with a bad mood, went there with good energy and everything, and that kind of started it.
What's this been like for you, man, adjusting to college basketball and just the rigors of a season and the travel and the practices and balancing schoolwork and everything else? I mean, how have you been adjusting to all this?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, even you said the schoolwork, it's a lot.
That is part of it. There is that still happens, right?
That happens in college basketball.
All right.
You actually have to go to class and stuff. Just definitely a lot of ups and downs, like as everyone's seen, like for performance wise, minutes wise, like scoring. Like some days it'll be this, some days it'll be this. Just right now working on just being really consistent. That's kind of my main goal right now.
What was your kind of idea of your role coming in? I mean, everybody wants to start right away, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, were you a guy that thought, okay, I may not play as much my first year, I'm going to be playing a ton? What you kind of see coming in terms of what you were hopeful was going to happen, and how has that kind of played out?
I feel like it's played out really well. Like kind of coming in, I knew like if I wanted to play, like I'm gonna have to work for it. I'm gonna have to work really hard in practice, and that's what I've done. When I've had good practices, I've played a lot more. When I've like put in that work, like it's starting to pay off now. Coaches are starting to see it more and more, and it's just helping me out as well.
Now, I know Jordan's the big stat guy over here, but do you know what happened on December 21st, 2024?
No.
Okay, that's the day you, at least publicly on Twitter, committed to Boise State, I believe.
Yeah.
Take us back to your recruiting process, and I think it was Gonzaga and Illinois were at least teams that publicly I think you were looking at. But what was your process like? What led you to visit Boise State? When did you visit? What other schools did you visit and we're looking at? Let folks get to know you a little bit.
Definitely had a lot of schools involved in my recruiting process, so that was like a really hard decision to even cut it down to like 5 schools, thinking of only 5 schools. Boise State, to be honest, was on me from like the very start. So they were the only school that stayed consistent. A lot of schools came in were super high on me and then just kind of dropped out, or were low and then super high, back to low. Boise State was kind of consistent the whole entire way through, showed the same amount of love. And that was kind of huge to me, knowing that it was a real, I had a real connection with the coaches, and they actually saw something in me and had a plan in me. So that was huge.
What other schools did you visit?
A lot, like a lot. So
who were the 2 or 3 that it kind of came down to in the end?
Definitely Boise State and maybe Stanford, I think.
Okay, all right. I saw Illinois. Was Illinois a part of it at one point, or Gonzaga? I think I saw some other. Who were some of the other kind of schools, at least at one point, that you were looking at?
Probably in like my final 6 schools that I was thinking of was Boise, San Francisco, Washington, Illinois, Gonzaga, and Stanford.
Now, people might look at a Gonzaga or Illinois or one of these kind of power schools and say, well, it's a no-brainer. You should go there. Like, why is it not that easy? And what was it about Boise State that you saw, okay, this is the spot I need to go to?
Yeah, like I kind of said a little bit before, like the coaches really had a plan for me. And watching college basketball now, like a lot of freshmen, even like 4-star, 5-star guys, like they're not playing that much, like at the higher level, the high major level. So going to a school that has a plan for me and knowing that if I work hard enough, I'm going to be able to play instead of just having a set role from the beginning. That was huge part for me, and that was a big decision.
And you look at your freshmen here with Nato and now what Bun's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at the 3 of you guys, and look at the potential and the core of you guys, and I mean, even next year you got obviously Meadow and Carmichael and Keenan, everybody else coming back. But in terms of you 3 freshmen, it's got to be pretty cool now to see what all you guys are doing and to think about the potential here the next few years.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's cool that Bun finally got some time to show what he can do. Yesterday, we gave him the ball. I think it was 3 for 3, so that was amazing. But yeah, we all know Bun can do that. Like every practice, that's what he does. Me and Nato, it's cool that we're finally finding a rhythm here in the rotation and stuff. Like I think you guys have seen, like when we have like really good games, like as a team, we have a really good game. So
Spencer Ahrens, our guest here. We're in Phoenix getting set for the Grand Canyon game tomorrow. Boise State at Grand Canyon. Appreciate you coming out here. I wish the fire was on or something. It's a little I guess we can't complain. Like I said, it's snowing back in, but it's a little bit cooler than my liking when I think of Phoenix. But I asked for some questions in the chat here. Can we take a few of these? Let's see here. Max says, how do you stay locked in when you might get to shoot 5 threes one game and then only maybe 1 or none the next game?
Yeah, that's a big thing. Always got to stay ready to shoot. I feel like when I go in, just sometimes like the ball doesn't come my way. Like that just happens in basketball. Like some days I'm going to be open for 5 threes, right? Some days the scouting report is going to be super hard on me. Always got to be shot ready just in case.
You're always open. I mean, you're always open though, right? You're not getting. You probably haven't gotten your shot blocked so many times in your career.
My shot's a little high. They make fun of me for that, but yeah.
When was the last time you got blocked? unless maybe on a drive or something, right? But
Yeah,
not on a jump shot.
Maybe on like
imagine.
a layup or something, or a dunk.
Chibuzo Abo is a guy. I know he wasn't here when you were here, but he had that high release too. But I mean, you're just so tall, and the way you get it up there, I can't imagine. I mean, that's got to be a nice feeling though, where maybe a guy think like you do feel like pretty much anytime you catch it, you have a chance to shoot.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, if I don't get hit on the arm or something, usually it's going in.
All right, Bronco 130 says, who's the toughest Mountain West player you've had to go up against so far?
Shoot, that's tough.
Did you go up against Guath on San Diego State? I'm trying to think who else you might have gone up against.
Yeah, let me think. Toughest player. Maybe Nana on GCU. Like, he's really good rebounder, so that was maybe tough to like block him out and stuff like that. Very strong. He's also Canadian, so kind of know him as well and respect him a lot.
Okay. Let's see here. During the win streak here the last couple of weeks, what's one thing the coaches are telling you and the team to stay consistent? Obviously, the schedule turns and gets a little harder here these next couple of weeks.
Yeah. We're just like last two games, I think we're like kind of the bottom two teams of the Mountain West. So this is kind of like a really big game for us. We're kind of saying, can we do what we did in those last two games and put it against GCU, one of the better teams in the conference? Can we bring all that stuff that we've been bringing the past 4 games and put it against one of the best teams? And this game is going to be huge for us.
Now, I heard that before. I don't know when it was. Maybe let us know. But something to do with the UNLV game. I think it was before that game. RJ King was telling us you guys started saying nice stuff about each other or something. I don't know if there was like a team meeting or a circle or whatever. But he went around the room and he kind of just snuck it in there. But I kind of took that as like something that maybe, like I said, maybe it's just coincidence, whatever. But you guys have started to play better basketball here since whatever that was that happened. What was he talking about? What did you guys kind of do in terms of, maybe it was just the coaches, I don't know, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I just kind of had like kind of a meeting as a team, just talking about each other, knowing that, showing that everyone has got each other's back, and it's like no one has their own agenda here, like all that type of thing. Just making sure everyone knows that everyone's bought in. We're all bought into this team, and it was just kind of like a meeting to kind of clarify that, and just everyone's got each other's backs on this team, coaches, player wise. Yeah.
And what's that? I know you guys are buddies, whatever, but in a setting like that, to hear your teammates say something about you, what's that mean to you?
Yeah, that's huge. You don't really show it as much, like in practice and games, that type of thing. Even off the court, you don't really necessarily go up to people and say what like you appreciate them for, like, this is what you're doing really well. So to hear that and to be able to share that to other players on the team, that was big for us.
All right, Robbie Robinson says, what is your favorite uniform combination?
Favorite uniform? I like the black uniforms a lot.
Okay.
I like them a lot. Yeah.
All right. Are we going to see those tomorrow maybe?
I don't think so,
okay.
But we need to see them more.
Yeah. All right. What do you enjoy more, dunking on somebody in traffic or hitting a 3 in the defender's face?
I mean, I need more dunks, so I like doing that more. 3s, that's nice, but I need to get more dunks now.
Somebody asked you to talk about the freshmen. I know we kind of did that, but what Bunn in particular has kind of come out of nowhere here these last couple of games. And I talked to Leon before the Wyoming game, and he said, like, he's just really, really close. And now he's finally getting some playing time. Like, what's the ceiling like for a guy like that?
Yeah, he's such a great player, but like all season in practice and stuff, like he's been like the same player. Like, obviously he's gone a lot better. Like coach has been getting him, me, Nato to like play on 2 feet, 2-hand passes, take care of the ball, less turnovers. And once we can do all that, then he's going to trust us more, and we'll be able to play more. But yeah, he's been like that like all year in practice. To finally see it like show in a game and him actually get the opportunity in a game shows like the coaches trust him more, and that will make us an even better team down the road, having that level of depth. As a guy who's barely played all season and scoring 11 points in 10 minutes, like that's huge for us. So
somebody says your defense has improved a lot. Have you I hate to even ask this or bring this up, have you felt the wrath of a Mike Burns whether it be practice or game outburst at some point?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's guaranteed being on this team. But defenses, I appreciate that you messaging that, but yeah, defense has been a huge focal point for me. If I want to play, I got to play defense, rebound, take care of the ball. So defense is a huge pillar. I'm taking pride in that right now. I feel like the past couple of games, I've got a couple blocks, couple steals, and that just helps the team, helps me get my rhythm.
Somebody else said, great kid, happy you came to BSU. Hopefully a great future here.
Appreciate
so folks
that.
are excited here. And I guess there's no snow in Boise. It's back in the 40s. But the arena you're going to face tomorrow night, Grand Canyon, not trying to hype it up too much, but I mean, certainly going to be a little different than what you guys had in San Jose a couple days ago with the crowd. What's this? I mentioned what this has been like for you, but going to San Diego and the next couple road games, the Pit next weekend, and then Utah State, like what's that like for you as a competitor? And would you rather, play in a sellout place where the crowd's all yelling at you than like an empty place like the other night? Or what's kind of your take on some of these arenas and stuff? And obviously it's going to be a tough one tomorrow.
No, definitely. It's going to be fun. I like those environments. That was kind of bad the other day. Like I didn't really enjoy it too much. It's like,
is there something to that as a competitor? Even if they're all against you, you'd rather have them all be booing you than it be empty.
Yeah. Because it just felt like an AAU game where I was back in high school, almost like the same amount of crowd. So, no, I'm excited for these next couple road games. Like, I feel like as like a shooter, especially, like that gets you going. Like if you hear the crowd going, you knock down a shot, and then you hear the crowd go silent. That gives you like rhythm. That gives you confidence. So yeah, I'm excited.
They always ask that question: what's more fun, an extra mile arena hitting a three to have the crowd go crazy, or hitting a big shot on the road to silence the crowd? What do you prefer?
Definitely extra mile. Yeah, definitely extra mile. Yeah, I feel like the games where I have lots of threes, like the crowd kind of like boost it. Like I'll hit one or two, and then like them cheering and all that makes me go for more and gives me the confidence. So
you even had the 4-point play in the last home game.
That was big time.
All right, final thing or two, and we'll get you out of here. But and again, Spencer Ahrens, if you just joined us, our guest, getting ready for the Grand Canyon game tomorrow. The last time you guys played Grand Canyon, you're in the middle of what Coach Rice would say the valley of death, the losing streak. You're coming off the San Diego State loss. Just how different, I guess, is of a team is Grand Canyon going to see tomorrow versus the one they saw a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, definitely going to see a completely new team, new confidence. Coming off that loss, that was tough. Then going into GCU, we didn't even play well. We're on a good streak right now. I feel like we're at our best basketball. Going to see a completely new team. We're excited to play.
Was there something to that? I mean, emotionally, when you lose a triple overtime game where you thought you should have won, and then you come back and it was a 9:00 game, and I know it wasn't a great crowd that night, but I mean, you think that lingered a little bit, just how tough that loss was to San Diego State?
I think a little bit. Especially the guys who played like an insane amount, because I didn't really play as much that game, but like some guys played 50 minutes, I think, in overtime.
Yeah,
that was
51 for Andrew Meadow, I think.
For them, I think it was like super tough on like their bodies, especially like coming back and then just having to play a late game. Like that was probably really tough on the team, and you could kind of see it a little bit like around the locker room and stuff. We were a bit how do you say, like burnt out a little bit from that little stretch we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're good now. Like bodies are rested. Like we got this 3 days rest here.
Yeah.
Practicing really hard. So.
Well, you guys got to Phoenix the other night before Grand Canyon did. I mean, you've been here resting longer than them. I guess final question, just what is the thoughts on the game tomorrow? I know you guys are looking to get some payback and just the excitement level of trying to keep this winning streak going here.
No, I'm so excited for this game. This is big time for us. I think all of us can't wait to finally show you guys like we can beat these big time teams. We're kind of tired of talking about it in the media and that type of thing, and kind of disappointing you guys necessarily. We're ready to finally show you guys. So
don't be tired of talking to the media. Just talking about we don't bite or anything. Come on now, but no, man, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
We'll let you get to the breakfast and whatever else you guys got to do to get ready for practice. And have you guys been over to the arena yet, or did you practice somewhere else yesterday? Or
we practiced at the Phoenix Suns arena or practice facility, so that was nice.
Awesome. How was that?
Cool. It was awesome being on like an NBA facility, like kind of different feeling court, a little more bouncy, a little more like injury resistant kind of court. So it was cool.
See any of those any players around or anything? Or
there was a couple from the Suns. Yeah,
didn't get Booker out there for any run or anything.
No. That'd be crazy though.
Appreciate it. I think they play tonight. Actually, I might try to. We'll see if I can sneak over and go. But I know you guys. It's all business here, and you're getting ready for the game tomorrow. Appreciate it, man.
Yep,
thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks to Jordan Beasley as well for helping set up the interview in Boise State. We appreciate them for allowing me to hang out around here and grab some interviews and things. We're hoping to have Mike Burns tomorrow, I believe. But looking forward to that, getting you set for the game tomorrow. Thanks again to Spencer for joining us, and thanks again to, as I said, Jordan for helping set that up as well. They don't have to do that. They don't have to allow me to sit here and hang out in the team hotel and bug people and bother people. They could very easily say, get out of here. We got a game to get ready for. But they're nice enough to let BNN kind of hang around here. And it's one thing I'll say about Leon Rice. You guys, some folks want to, say, you're buddies with him, all this kind of stuff. I see all this stuff. But I will say, just being completely honest, Leon Rice will take care of anybody who travels on the road, not just me. If you're a newspaper guy, you're a TV guy, if you're willing to travel on the road and your company is willing to put in the time and the effort, Leon Rice will make it worth it to you. And I've always appreciated that and respected that about him. And so that's why he comes on my post-game shows. That's why he gives us players live on the post-game shows. They don't have to do that. They could say, no, you can get a regular interview with your camera like anybody else and then put it back on your show, whatever. But if you put in the time and the effort, Tim Duryea coming on a game day last week in Wyoming, Mike Burns hopefully coming on a game day tomorrow. This program values the media, values the relationships with the media and what the media can do in a positive way to help. And I don't think the football program has always in the past felt that way with previous coaches. I would say right now they do. Spencer Danielson's great with the media. The current staff, Chris and David and Alex, do a tremendous job. So right now, I think they do. But there were times where maybe they didn't realize that the media could be an asset and a benefit, not always a negative. And I think the basketball team under Coach Rice has always respected the media. And we've had our dust-ups here and there with the blasted comment and all that. But overall, I think I do appreciate Leon for and if you make the effort to travel, and it's not just me, it's anybody. I'm the only one that travels most of the time, but in terms of the media, other than Bob and Abe. But anybody else, if Sean or John or anybody would make the effort to travel, hey, you need anything else? You good? Any other interviews? Can we get you somebody? Like they just the basketball team is very easy to work with, and they really make it worth it to you to want to travel. Somebody said, "Oh, why are you going to San Jose? Why don't you just stay with your family?" Whatever. It's because you actually feel welcome around here, and they help you out, and they give you interviews. And being able to come over here today and talk live with Spencer Ahrens for 15 minutes was worth it, and getting Mike Burns tomorrow live hopefully will be worth it as well. So just wanted to give a quick shout out to Leon and say thanks to him and his staff and Jordan and everybody for like I said, there were times at football you'd walk out to a practice in years past and everybody would look at you like, why the bleep are they here? And they couldn't hurry, wait for your 15 minutes to end so you could get you out of there. It's not like that with football right now. It's not like that with basketball. It's really not like that with anything at Boise State Athletics. And I think Jeremiah and Cody, and it starts at the top, are certainly a big reason for that. And the staff certainly makes the media feel welcome, whether it's football, basketball, and just wanted to throw that out there that I do appreciate the basketball program for allowing the media, to come hang out at the hotel like this and get interviews and be around the team. And it does add to the coverage. I think it adds to the coverage. I think it adds to learning the stories of these guys and getting to know them and having guys to root for. And I think that hopefully that the team is seeing a benefit from our coverage and being down here. And I think that they have, or they wouldn't allow us to do it. So thanks again, Leon, and again, Jordan with the Sports Information Department, everybody for allowing us to hang out down here on the road trips and get some of these interviews and things, and for coming on the post-game shows and things like that live. I really do appreciate that, because not a lot. I mean, very few around the country are going on a live show with a random media member after the game. That's not their official radio broadcast. And so we don't have any kind of deal with Boise State, whatever. Just they're nice enough to come on and do it, and we appreciate them for that, and just wanted to get that out there. So big game tomorrow, Boise State, Grand Canyon. By the way, I'm going to be posting a story later today. Don Day and myself, we worked on this story together, Boise Dev and myself. We have a story coming out that we have documents, and we have uncovered documents through the Public Records Act, I guess you could say, with Boise State and the UFL. That, believe it or not, a UFL team, remember there was that report that the UFL was going to come to Boise? Well, they actually had a verbal agreement. A verbal agreement was done, and I guess you could say it was in writing because it was in an email mentioning a verbal agreement to move a UFL team to Boise, Idaho. It was set. It was done. It was going to happen. You were going to have professional football in Boise, Idaho this spring, and it was going to start here next month with this team. It ended up not happening. It could still happen in the future. I believe the Birmingham team was the reason it didn't happen. I believe the Birmingham Stallions were going to move to Boise. That part's not officially for sure, but they were going to move Birmingham. Their attendance was terrible. And then they for whatever reason, decided to give them one chance to sell some season tickets because all the fans got mad. They had a big groundswell for season tickets and support, and they got enough tickets, and they said, we'll keep the team in Birmingham for another year. And I believe Birmingham and the Save the Stallions campaign is what kept the UFL from moving to Boise. But with the documents and things we uncovered, they left open the possibility in the future of looking back at it. But Boise State was very involved. The UFL came out and toured Boise. They were going to play at Albertson Stadium and rent out the stadium, and it was going to be a really cool deal. They were going to have, former Boise State players and coaches on the coaching staff, some of the players. It would have been really cool to have professional football in Boise. It did not happen, even though there was a verbal agreement. Like I said, I think the Stallions' kind of last-ditch effort to save their team and their city is what caused the problem. But and some interesting documents, the term sheet, the contract. We got all those documents, and Don Day and I have been working for a couple days on this story, and we're going to put that out later today. So just check out BroncoNationNews.com. You can check out my Twitter account, social media as well, and we will have some more details on that, but certainly just something kind of to be looking for, kind of a fun story. It would have been cool to have pro football in Boise, but appreciate you guys for checking out the show. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Again, Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com. You can view their full inventory of vehicles and all the various options and things there. LithiaFordBoise.com. And they have some great deals going on right now as some of the 2026 models show up, and they got to get rid of some of the 25. So whether it's an F-150, all the various vehicles there, new, used, they got you covered. LithiaFordBoise.com. We are in the Sun Cruiser Studios. Perfect time tomorrow night for that Grand Canyon game to go grab some Sun Cruisers, whether it's the vodka lemonades, the vodka iced teas, so many great options, low carbs, low cal. Great drink. Highly recommend Sun Cruiser. And we'll be having some this weekend once we get back here from Grand Canyon. So appreciate you guys again for checking out the show. ICCU sponsoring our road trip coverage. We appreciate Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Jackson's, all of our major sponsors for making these kind of shows possible. The Blue and Orange Store, Signature Roofing. I probably forgot somebody, but appreciate all of you, Matt Bauscher and Ridley's and TCS and all of our great sponsors here on BNN that make this road trip coverage possible. Rowpaint.com, of course, Element Fencing as well. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Go support the sponsors. Go subscribe at BroncoNationNews.com. Look for that story on Boise State and the UFL later today. We'll have more pregame basketball coverage coming, and then we'll be back 9 a.m. tomorrow on a game day. Like I said, Mike Burns scheduled to join us live. We'll have some other guests and things maybe, but looking forward to it. Boise State, Grand Canyon tomorrow night. We'll have coverage throughout the day today, and then I'm back at 9 a.m. tomorrow to get you set for the game. So thanks to Johnny. Thanks to Adam Engroff. Thanks again to Spencer Ahrens and Jordan for helping out with that. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow, live here from Phoenix, getting you set for Boise State basketball against Grand Canyon on Bronco Nation News and BroncoNationNews.com. Take care, everybody.